Well, it's nice to see that baseball still lives on here in Quebec, even if the Expos are just a distant memory. Montreal has a long baseball history, though. It started way back with the Royals and ended with the Expos when they left town in 2004. Jonah Keri has been documenting some of that history in his new book, Up, Up, and Away. He's a very talented writer for Grantland, ESPN, and is a New York Times bestseller. Keri's in town for the big game this weekend and sat down with our very own Sean Coleman.
Jonah Keri's newest book, titled Up, Up, and Away, hit the shelves this week, and he joins me in studio to talk about it. Jonah, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
I read the book, really enjoyed it, but I was left with a question at the end. Is this a tribute or a eulogy to the Montreal Expos?
It's sort of both. I mean, I tried to take a fan's perspective. I'm born and raised here, went to Concordia, all that stuff, but then, you know, I'm a real journalist. I tried to look at the angles, what are the things that people are not talking about as much. So it's all of those things. I feel like if you just want a dissection of everything that happened, that's in there, but if you want, let me tell you about this time, that was amazing, that's in there too.
A lot of fans were waiting this book. I mean, it's pretty much the authority, the history of the Montreal Expos. It will be, I bet. What's the anticipation, what's the interaction that you've been having with the fans around the book?
I mean, it's great. I'm on Twitter, and people are tweeting me pictures of, I got the book, and they're showing me, you know, they pull it out of the mail, or here's the Kindle just downloaded, or the Apple iBooks or whatever, and it's very gratifying if that's the case. I think we're number 2 in Canada as of this morning, so it's obviously going really well, and it's very exciting.
And good to see you're beating the vegan cookbooks on Amazon. You were a fan long time ago, starting even before Blue Monday, so you've lived a lot of this history.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, what's it like reliving this history when you're writing it?
Well, it's interesting. Blue Monday was probably my first vivid memory. I'm born in '74, so I would have been 7 at that point. But I really picked up on the earlier stuff because I wasn't alive or I was very little. So to interview Rusty Staub or Bill Stoneman or whatever, I just felt like I learned so much. And so as a journalist, I should say, here, I learned this thing. Let me take you with me and tell you about 1969. And I think that even Montrealers, I think younger fans, just don't know that much about that stuff. So I really got a kick out of that, as much as Vladimir Guerrero or some of the things that I remember vividly.
Well, you bring up Guerrero, you bring up Tim Raines, some great names that you spoke to. Who was your favorite person to interview?
Philippe Alou. He was just, he's Yoda. You know, there's no other way to describe him. He just has so much wisdom. I'm not the most religious guy, but he's talking about spirituality, and it was great. He's talking about family, and then of course he's talking about, let me tell you about Pedro's changeup, or, you know, Vlad did this and what have you. So it was wonderful. It took me a while to track him down, but I got him for an hour in spring training. He had a head cold. He's in his late 70s. He could have, you know, he could have sloughed it off a little bit. He was in it 100%. It was a great interview. I could have done a Felipe book. It would have been great.
Was there one moment in this book that you wrote that you now have a new perspective on?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that the team was supposed to be the team of the 80s. So they have, you know, Valentine and Dawson and Carter and Rogers, and it's all supposed to come together. And the common perception is, oh, well, it could be something within the clubhouse. Larry Parrish left, or Ellis Valentine was on cocaine, which is true, by the way, and it affected his ability. But the big thing that I found is that it was the little things. They didn't have a great bullpen. Second base wasn't great. Shortstop Chris Spire got old. And I like picking out those nuances. My day job at Grantland, that's sort of my job, is to look at what's the secret, what's this, what's that. And there were a lot of little secrets about the Expos. The book is full of small details that make for rich stories, I think, I hope.
All right, very nice. And looking ahead to the future, does Montreal deserve a second chance at having a baseball team? Is it going to get it?
Deserve is an interesting word. I mean, you know, this is a vibrant city, and things have definitely changed. Certainly from the 90s, things are a lot better in many ways. You know, will they get it? I would have said it was impossible 3 years ago. I don't think it's impossible now. I'd say that there are certainly barriers. You have to get, you know, a billion-dollar company or a billionaire, and then Major League Baseball has to say, we'll put an expansion team there, or there will be relocation. These are a lot of obstacles, but it's not without the realm of possibility. You and I are relatively young guys. Between now and the time that we die, we might be able to, God, I hope it's not Olympic Stadium, but to some stadium to see baseball in Montreal.
All right, Jonah Keri, his newest book titled Up, Up, and Away on the bookshelves at a nearest bookstore near you.